Yeah, that's really heavy. 1 second. That's really heavy. I'm already regretting this. Oh, that's flipping heck. That's heavy. Okay, yeah, I'm having second thoughts. Ta-da! Let's see. First impressions. It's a heavy lens. Yes, of course it is. But like I mentioned, I don't mind carrying weight around if I can carry it, as long as it fits in my jacket. So let me go get that, and I think this is gonna fit actually. And if it doesn't, I'll just carry it in a camera bag like a normal person. So let's try that. There's 40 millimeters going off, and bloody camera, and 40 millimeters going in. That's what she said. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much spot on. I mean, I sized it up and it works. So let's see if this is actually the L mount version of this over here. Right, let's go ahead and ooh, look at that. I should actually show you it. So there it is. Ooh, let me turn the flash on. This camera has a built-in flash. Boom. Wow, look at that. So from what I can tell, I think what they've done is they just put the EF version. They got the EF version and they've just put the adapter on it, built-in adapter. Oh, there's the iris. You can see the iris in there. So this is it. Let's have a look at the front element. Oh, wow. Look at that. There it is. Okay, that doesn't look like a good lens construction because you can see the inside of the lens a lot. So a lot of loss of light. There's a mark on the lens. Don't know if you can see that right there. But I think you can probably get that wiped off. Let's go ahead and put this on, and built up metal, so it's because it's cold, it's getting a lot of steam. Okay. That's not it. There we go. So let's go ahead and play around with with this thing. Oh god. Okay, I hope I don't regret this. There's 40 millimeters. There's another. It's fogged up at the front because of how cold it is. So it's been one whole day I've been using this lens, and I'm just going to compare it with the other lenses. Here is the 50 millimeter S Pro. Now I might just go ahead and compare it to this lens in this video. Let's bring out the other lens. I did buy the 40 millimeter f2. This is an awesome lens. I really do like this one, but I did like the IQ from this, and this is missing that. Now here is the Sigma. Now my camera is mounted on it, but as you can see, it's about the same size, actually bigger than the Lumix lens. Now I've already decided after using this lens, I'm either going to sell both of these two, or I might just keep this one because it's a small lens, but this one is definitely going. And the reason is because it's just a much better lens than this 50 millimeter. And there's actually a good reason why I bought this Sigma lens. So when I used the 50 millimeter, I do find on full frame, I don't know if it's the aspect ratio or if it's just the format itself or whatever, but sometimes it does feel a little bit tight and I'm having to move back. And I mean, that's not a problem, but there comes a point where you just can't move back anymore. And so that's when this 50 millimeter I'd have to either stack two images or something like that, and you can't get images to be normal sometimes in that way. But I do love the IQ from this lens. It's amazing. You can ask anybody about it. It's just exceptionally amazing quality lens. Now I also did buy the 40mm f2. This is the TT Edison's, and this lens is amazing. But one thing I noticed when using this lens, other than the weight obviously and the size, is that the field of view, whenever I hold the camera up, when I see a scene and I want to capture it, whenever I hold the camera up and I turn this on, it's almost perfectly the way I want it. And the 50mm is just a little bit tight. So after much contemplation and everything, I decided, and I was missing the IQ from this lens that this one has. I like the field of view of this lens, but I like the IQ of this. So after much contemplation, I decided I'm just going to give it a try. If I don't like it, I'll return it. I was hesitant because this lens, this Sigma 40mm, is ginormous and it's heavy. And I'm not going to lie about it, that it's really heavy. Like, I can't hold this camera in my hand for a long time because my hand is going to, like, my whole arm is going to start hurting. This is 1.3 kgs of a lens, and you have the camera, which is about 700 grams or something. So I don't know, I guess about 2 kgs. But you can feel the heft and the weight of this lens. And to be honest with you, I think it's a bad decision from Sigma. They really should have made this a bit smaller if they could. And with the f1.4 aperture, I don't think many people need it, including me. I mean, I like the low light and the depth of field, but sometimes it's a bit inconvenient. I do want to stop down to at least f2.8 sometimes, and I think the f2 lenses are much better for a full frame system. On micro four thirds or something smaller, this wider aperture will help, but they'll make the lenses basically the same size. Anyways, aside from the weight of this lens and the construction and everything, I have to say I'm actually sold on this IQ. I'm 100% happy with it. It's amazing. I don't have an issue carrying this around. I know it's a big lens, but the IQ is just amazing. Let's briefly just compare it with the 50mm, and I'll talk about why I'm going to sell the 50mm once again. The second time I bought this, second time I'm going to sell it. Now, one thing I did think about was just being able to crop in, because with this one I can just crop in if I don't like it. This one I can't zoom out. I don't want to use AI, but I can't zoom out. I can crop in with this one. But if you're picking between the two, I'd say get the Sigma, unless if you're a professional and you need the aperture ring. And this is something I miss on the Sigma. Sigma doesn't have that. This one, I mean, it's just so nice to be able to just dial that in. And I like to use it in aperture priority because of this. But on this one, I don't like doing that. It doesn't have the aperture ring. That's the only thing that's missing. Apart from that, everything goes to the Sigma, including the IQ. So I just got some notes on here. Let me just go over that. So the 50mm, I don't know if you know this, but this has, being a pro lens, you don't expect it, but this has some distortion and you have to correct that distortion. The Sigma doesn't have any distortion as far as I can tell. It's 100% pure IQ. Like, it's just, it's really just no corrections, nothing weird like that. No chromatic aberration, no fringing, none of that. Is pure IQ. It's just amazing. Better than this one. Now this one obviously is same quality, it just has distortion. That's the only thing. This 40mm does not have that distortion. The other thing is, as far as the autofocus goes, this one does have louder motors. You can hear it moving around and stuff like that. This one is much more quiet, but they both make sounds. You know, if you want a silent lens, go find a different lens. These are big lenses, they've got big motors. Now the other thing is, the Sigma has slower autofocus on the Lumix camera, and at night time it does, sometimes it can start hunting and then it catches the focus. The 50mm is just stupid fast. Like, this is almost instant autofocus, and it doesn't hunt. Like, it's weird, even in night time, if you get the focus, it's not gonna hunt. So this thing does have better autofocus. Both of these have continuous autofocus on the Lumix camera that I have, and that's the only differences. The rest, in my opinion, the Sigma is better. Obviously this is much lighter. Like, this is a, compared to the Sigma, this is a, you know, pretty light lens actually. This is adding another 300 grams on, but it makes a big difference. I can actually feel that. I've been carrying this around in my jacket pocket with the camera stuck into it because it did fog up in the unboxing part, but I haven't had that issue yet. But just in case, I've just had it plugged in, mounted onto the camera, and I've also carried it around in the camera bag, and honestly I don't have an issue with it, like it's fine. So I'm happy that in that sense. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this. I want to keep it because it's really small, but the thing is, both of these are 40 millimeters, and I like the IQ. That's why I got this one again after selling the Sigma 50 millimeter. And I think, I don't know, I might keep it just because it's £150. That's all. It's pennies in terms of these price ranges that I'm talking over here, but I don't know. I do want to sell it, to be honest with you, because it's just going to be lying around. But I guess a part of me, because I have gas, I'll probably end up keeping it just so I can every now and then take it out if I just want to go for a lightweight walkabout. And that's never going to happen. I know I'm just going to use this lens. This is going to be stuck onto the system for a very long time. But yeah, the 40 millimeter, this definitely is a walk around lens. Like it's just a bit heavy and it's big, but if you can carry this around, which I can, it becomes, a walk around lens. Yeah, I'm impressed. This setup here gives me the foveon image quality. That's crazy. It does. I'm not joking. The detail that you get from this bloody lens is mental. Like it's pixel level detail on a base sensor. That's mental. I didn't even think this was ever gonna happen. But okay, this one is basically the same. When there's a texture on walls or something or on concrete, you can actually see the moire pattern if you zoom into it, because this is catching so much detail. Whereas this one, well, it's the same. But yeah, both of these lenses are stupid sharp. Now, if you do want a side-by-side comparison or something or more details on this lens, please let me know. But as far as IQ goes, yes, Sigma is right. They have bested, in my opinion, the 50mm S Pro, which everybody talks about. Except with the weight, I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, it's what it is, I guess. Man, this lens is just, the IQ is sublime. Like, it's even more 3D than this one. Okay, this is actual, like, so 3D. This one is less 3D, which is another thing that I didn't think I would say, because I thought this lens was amazing. And also the Leica Lumix SL 50mm f1.4, which is kind of the same size as this. It's more 3D than this lens, but I think it's a lot to do with the field of view. The 40mm I can crop into 50mm, by the way. This is more 3D from my experience, what I can tell. This is more 3D. So anyways, if you do have any questions about this or this, ask me in the comments, and I'll see you guys in another video.